December 2025 is here, and the holiday season isn't just bringing gifts. It's bringing absolute fire to the App Store and Google Play. Seriously, I have been testing these games day and night, barely sleeping, just so I can give you the real scoop. Ready to find your next obsession? Smash that like button, subscribe so you don't miss a thing. This is Jasper, and let's count down the top 10 new mobile games of December 2025. Kicking off at number 10, Dead River Last Hope. This isn't just a basic zombie shooter. It's a story-driven, realistic FPS survival game that really throws you into the deep end of the outbreak. You play as a former soldier stranded near a remote riverside resort, the exact spot where a bioweapon accident turned people and animals into infected monsters. The game is known for its offline mode, huge win for mobile, and deep survival mechanics. You are not just shooting, you have to craft, loot, and upgrade your base and gear to survive against infected that actually evolve over time. You will even meet key characters like Colonel McCain and Dr. Laura Haley, whose secrets drive the branching story. I was hooked by the atmosphere. The tension is real, and the need to craft and manage resources makes every run tactical. The game forces you to choose between going in loud with rifles or moving silently through the dark woods, so if you need a proper, demanding zombie outbreak to survive this December, this is your choice. Well, at number 9, Saint Seiya X. Officially licensed by Toei Animation, this is a 3D strategy card RPG that is purely for the fans, and it brings all that nostalgia right to your phone. This game is a faithful recreation of the original story, complete with CG quality 3D visuals and the original Japanese voice cast. It features over 40 classic saints, and the big draw is the Unlock the 8th Saint. It's a system where every character, even R rank, can be evolved up to SSR. The combat is semi-automated, meaning your saints attack on their own, but the strategy comes from your manually targeting the ultimate abilities when your rage bar is full. However, a fair warning, this is a strategy card game with strong gacha mechanics. While the free-to-play features are generous initially, players report that the high-end PvP can become quite pay to win. So if you are a massive fan of the anime and enjoy strategic team building, this is a gorgeous trip down memory lane. Sliding into number 8 is Timeline. This is where we hit the genius indie gem of the month. It's a stealth puzzle adventure with a truly unique mechanic, time control. You play as a little girl with precognitive powers and her mysterious cat. You literally control the timeline like a media player, like rewind, pause, and fast forward, to perfectly coordinate your movements and the cat's actions to sneak past enemies. You must control both characters simultaneously, using their unique abilities to solve intricate, colorful puzzles. You can play the first act for free, which is a great way to try it out. The level of brain power needed is intense but so rewarding. There was one section where I had to rewind 3 times just to get the cat to create a distraction at the exact second I unlocked a door. This is a must download if you like games that make you feel like a genius. Next up at number 7, Ion 2. This is the sequel to the legendary PC MMORPG, and NCSoft has brought the full-scale fantasy experience to mobile. The visuals are absolutely top-notch. Seriously, the character models and the world environment are stunning. It's an action combat MMO, but the combat is very fast-paced, which can lead to button mashing. It features beautiful monster designs and well-written quests that vary in task. You can collect pets and mounts just by grinding mobs, and the game has deep customization options for skills, but players should be aware of the standard NCSoft monetization model. So if you are looking for a giant time sink MMO this holiday season with great graphics and a ton of content to grind through, Ion 2 is your ticket.
Wilson? You scared me to death.
Crawling in at number 6, it's Bendy and the Dark Revival. This first-person survival horror is set in the delightful Twisted Joy Drew Studios. You play as Audrey, sneaking and fighting your way through an animation studio gone completely mad. The atmosphere is the main character here, like vintage nightmares and ink-stained hallways. You collect ink powers and upgrade your weapon, but the core gameplay is stealth-based survival against grotesque ink creatures. So prepare to face a twisted rogue's gallery of reanimated abominations and above all, the terrifying Ink Demon. Man, this game is creepy. The Ink Demon is a fantastic horror villain. He is less of a scripted jump scare and more of a terrifying, ever-present threat that stalks the halls. The combat is simple, which forces you to rely on cunning and stealth, exactly how a survival horror game should be played. Sliding into the number 5 is Ink Vision. From the brilliant minds at Chili Room, yes, the Soul Knight devs, this is a surprisingly deep blend of RTS, town building simulation, and tower defense with a unique blocky 3D art style. You take charge as a town's leader. By day, you explore, manage resources. Will you mine, farm, or rally troops? Okay, and strategically arrange defenses. And by night, you face relentless waves of corrupted ink-born creatures, a phenomenon called the Ink Tide. It features multiple modes including a campaign, survival TD, and fantastic multiplayer co-op to defend your town with friends. The dynamic terrain, shifting weather, and random events ensure no two battles are the same. Okay, I loved the loop. The pressure of managing my farms and mines while planning my defense grid before nightfall was addictive. The co-op mode is where it really shines. Teaming up to fend off massive webs is pure fun. It's an awesome, free mobile game that thankfully doesn't have force ads. A massive thumbs up if you are a fan of strategic management games. Kicking the door down at number 4 is Infinite Lives. If you have ever played any of McDickie's wild, quirky sandbox games like Wrestling Empire, you know what you are getting into. But this time, it's a chaotic, superhuman epic. This is an open-world adventure where you get to choose between 3 factions like heroes, villains, or civilians, battling for control of territory across a huge map. The combat system is refined from the Wrestling Revolution series, but now you stack dozens of customizable powers. The main quest is to secure all territories. But here is the twist. Once you take control, the subhumans or zombies arrive, starting the game's second. From difficult survival phase, you have to constantly visit the time machine on the space station to save your progress and powers, cause in this game, dying can strip you of everything. Look, the graphics are classic MDK, but the sheer freedom and absurd physics are hilarious and addictive. The game truly starts when the zombies show up, forcing you to switch from territory wars to desperate survival. It's pure, chaotic sandbox fun. Don't expect a polished AAA experience. Expect an unhinged, incredibly deep superhero simulator. Now folks, it is time. Smash that subscribe button and discover amazing games. Well, at number 3 is Resident Evil Survival Unit. Okay, Capcom is bringing the horror legend to mobile in a new tactical way. This is a mobile-first title set in a parallel Resident Evil universe. It ditches the traditional action for a tactical, base building and resource management game. You explore classic locations with fixed camera angles, solve puzzles, and recruit familiar faces like Leon S. Kennedy and Claire Redfield. You build your base in an old mansion and defend it against both classic RE foes and the new creature like Molchem designed by Final Fantasy's Yoshitaka Amano. Okay, I wasn't sure about the strategy focus, but it works. It's like a Resident Evil version of XCOM mixed with base management. The callbacks and Easter eggs are fantastic. So if you are a fan of the lore and want a deep tactical game, you'll need to download this for free right now.
Look at me, scrambling around, half insane.
Just missing the top spot at number 2, it's Red Dead Redemption Netflix. This is the critically acclaimed full single-player experience of Red Dead Redemption and the Undead Nightmare expansion, available on mobile for the very first time. And here is the best part, Netflix membership required. That means it's a premium experience with no ads, no in-app purchases, and no microtransactions. Just the legendary Rockstar game optimized for mobile. The idea of diving into John Marston's sprawling journey across the American West on my phone or tablet is mind-blowing. This isn't a scaled-down version. It's the full epic adventure. The optimization looks incredible. This isn't just a game, it's a statement about the power of mobile gaming. So this is your December must-play. Alright, saddle up folks at number 1, Where Winds Meet. Developed by Everstone Studio and published by NetEase. This game is a true, seamless open-world experience set in 10th century China, rooted in the legacy of Yuxia martial arts. It features over 150 hours of narrative-driven solo gameplay, a deep skill-based combat system like mastering swords, spears, and even fans, and full cross-play and cross-progression with the PC and PS5 versions. Best of all, it's free to play with only cosmetic monetization, meaning there are no pay-to-win elements. I am playing it on my PC and the scale is insane. You can literally use Qinggang like Yuxia parkour to glide across miles of land and scale rooftops. The idea of carrying a world this detailed, this beautiful in my pocket is mind-blowing. So this is the Genshin Impact killer we have been waiting for if the mobile optimization is as good as it is on the other platforms. So get ready to forge your legend on December 12th. But wait, here are some bonus games I want to mention for you guys. First one, Cabal Raid, a hack-and-slash MMORPG that marks the rebirth of the classic Cabal franchise. You return to the world of Neverett with improved graphics and fluid hack-and-slash action, including the iconic battle mode. Next, Outrankers, a thrilling 3v3 haste MOBA set in a futuristic, televised sport where convicted runners clash over a resource called Elfis. And lastly, Overfield, a cozy chibi-style RPG that focuses heavily on life sim and social activities, blending combat with creative expression. And there you have it. Which one are you downloading first? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video if I help you find your next gaming addiction, and subscribe to the channel for more reviews and top 10 list. Thanks for watching and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.